Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special Valentine meditation. It will definitely be a very different kind of Valentine celebration if you are here today. But my aim is for you to fall in love with yourself again, at least get you aware of what it means to fall in love with yourself again in this Valentine Day. So I hope you are comfortable. You can have a drink or anything you would like to feel comfortable during this session. Um, as much as possible, have some water also at your side to hydrate you. But my main goal for this evening is to have this little chat with you, have a relaxing moment and a special time to connect with you and have this tete-a-tete, one-to-one, where we can just sit down, reflect, chat, and meditate upon the different things that perhaps are preventing us from truly looking at ourselves with the love that we deserve. So yeah, just I hope you're ready for some magic tonight, because it will be magical. And if you are on your own in this evening, I'd like you to do something special. So make sure you have maybe a pen and paper to hand in case you want to take down notes. But light up your favorite candle, or have your favorite crystals, maybe put in some relaxing background music, just to have a very, very calm ambiance, okay? And do whatever it feels to make you feel special. If you have flowers, then bring out your flowers, okay? Whatever it is that will make you feel like you're on a special date tonight. So tonight, your date is with yourself, and I will help you, and I hope that in this hour that we're together, I will help you and guide you through the different areas of yourself that perhaps need a little bit more love and attention, need a little bit more pampering and care. And that's the energy that I'd like you to keep with you throughout this evening, so that by the time we finish, you feel like you've just been in this amazing physical and spiritual spa. Okay. So before anything else, let me introduce myself. My name is Mary Brias. I am a Theta healer, practitioner, and instructor. I am also a primary teacher. So education is my passion, and that is my main vocation. And I have been in the education field for 25 years, and it fascinates me up to this very day. Each time there is a breakthrough in learning in my classroom, when I see students beginning to understand, more than anything, when I see students who have limited mindsets as to what they can achieve suddenly shift that thinking and open doors so that they can truly unfold and bloom right before our eyes. And ever since I started doing meditation work and working with adults and clients, I've noticed and observed that the transformation is actually the same whenever we talk about something very deep and very central to our lives, our personal lives. There's also that same kind of transformation the minute the client realizes that whatever mindsets they have had in the past were actually preventing them from seeing themselves with more love and compassion. So I'm here tonight to bring in these two passions of mine, both education and transformation, and healing and meditation, and hopefully provide you with some tools and hold a space for you this evening so that we can also begin to clear some of those energetic blocks that might be preventing us from moving forward. Okay, so the meditation that I practice is called Theta Healing. It is a meditation modality that essentially brings you into a theta brainwave. And it's the same brainwave that we use when we are dreaming. So in our sleep cycles, we naturally achieve the theta brainwave. And when you are in a theta brainwave, what actually physically happens is that your neurons are expanding their connections. They're, like as you know, we only use a very small percentage of our brains. But when you're in the dream state, and it is the same energy as the creative state. So when you're in the dream state or in pure creation, your neurons are actually in full activity, okay? And they are expanding their network. So what the meditation allows you to do is to gain more clarity. But at the same time, because you are in a meditative state, you are also able to tap in to subconscious patterns, to subconscious beliefs and behaviors and fears that otherwise will not surface because we're trying so hard to keep them. And it is in this meditative state that we are able then to observe these patterns and shift them. And that is where the healing takes place. So it's called healing because of the transformation. And it happens in an instant. You don't need, to suffer long and hard to change a mindset. So that's the first thing I'd like to do this evening is I'd like to open your minds, your hearts, and your souls to the possibility that change and transformation can happen in an instant, in the snap of a finger. And as a teacher, I believe that because I see it every day in my classroom. Children learning quickly, instantly. They don't need to suffer. They don't need to go through these long processes of learning. Learning can be fun. Learning can be joyful. And learning can be instantaneous. So I'd like to bring that awareness into your space as we work along this evening and navigate this journey of self-love, okay? And as we go deeper into an understanding of what it means to have love for ourselves and to fall in love with ourselves again. Okay, so the first thing that I really like to put forward this evening is that no matter what you believe in, no matter what your religious background or upbringing is, there is a truth that we can't deny, and that is that we as human beings are actually made up of more than just the physical body. We're made up of the physical body, we're made up of a mind, and we're also made up of soul. And on some level, I'm sure no matter what religious upbringing you have and what backgrounds you have, you will relate to me and resonate with me when I say that we have that reality in us. We are physical, we are also intellectual, mental, but we are also divine. We have spirit and we have soul. So that is what I want to first of all put forward here, that is what we truly are, and that is our true identity. And no matter how hard we try to suppress that understanding, it will eventually come out. The pandemic that we are suffering at the moment has shown us in this last year that life is not just a purely mechanical feature. A lot of people in this pandemic have realized that their lives had no meaning because what they did every day had no soul, had no heart, had no spirit. And so although their physical bodies were going to work, were achieving things, and maybe on an intellectual level, they were challenged and flourishing, when things got tough and when things sort of fell to pieces, a lot of people struggled to find the meaning of their lives. And that is because many people did not look after the soul aspect of their lives, that deeper understanding, the deeper heart of your existence. And we as a human race have been putting it to the back burner for so long, that now that we have encountered ourselves in this situation wherein life is changing so quickly, all the things that we knew in the past no longer serve us. They don't work anymore. All our structures and all our mental outlines of how life should be and how the future should look like, all of a sudden has just fallen to pieces. And then we realize that what was there when all those pieces fell down was not good enough, was not strong enough, was not maybe even a solid foundation for us. So a lot of the people who are struggling at this moment are struggling because the foundation of self in these times has finally fallen to pieces. And we are now in a moment when we're trying to recreate and build that picture of self again from a new understanding, from a new perspective, because what we once knew, what we looked for in the past as reference points, no longer work. And in this fast changing world where we see that we're being sort of, to a certain extent, pulled by forces that are beyond us, there are moments wherein we really begin to question, who am I in the face of this reality? Okay, so it's a very difficult time for many people, especially if you have not really been nurturing your full self. Okay, so what I want to do this evening is to just go through those three centers of ourselves: the body, the mind, and the soul, and go over like the different areas and perhaps issues that arise as we are considering these different parts of ourselves, and why it is possible that we haven't encountered ourselves yet, and why we haven't fully come back full circle in this journey of deeper love towards self. Okay, and at the end of this evening, I'm going to do an energy clearing, which is basically we're going to tap into the energetic forces that are keeping us stuck. And when I say energetic forces, I mean precisely that, just going into depth into our being and seeing what are those mental blocks that are preventing us from shifting our behavior or our thinking. What are, the blocks that are preventing us from looking at our body in a different way, and also what are the blocks that are preventing us from connecting to our soul, okay, to the deeper part of ourselves. So yeah, let's just get on with it. And like I said, make yourself comfortable. Have a drink while I'm speaking. You can make notes. You're very welcome to make notes and note down anything that resonates with you. So I'm going to go back to my first premise. We are more than just the physical body. We are body, mind, and soul, and we are energy. And you may have noticed that in these last months, in this last year, energy is a big force in our reality now. So since I'm addressing a group and I'm holding this space and this container for a large group, there are certain things that I say that might not resonate with you, and that's perfectly fine if it doesn't. Just have an open mind. As I always tell my students when they're learning something new, have an open mind and just note down what resonates with you. So there are some things that might resonate with you more than others, because maybe you yourself have been already going through a particular journey which other people may have not yet started. So just have an open mind and open yourself as well to receiving what the universe is throwing at you, because there's no such thing as coincidence. If you're here tonight listening to this video call, it's because you have to be here, and it's because there is something for you here. There's a message for you here. So have an open mind into receiving what the universe is trying to communicate to you as well. Okay, so I'd like to start my talk by sort of shifting the mindset, because when I talk about, I notice that when I talk about energy with people, there seems to be an attached connotation as to what that means. There are people that think that, ooh, that's like woo-woo work, right? But in actual fact, science is proving more and more that we have an energetic field. I mean, the whole concept behind magnetic resonance, for example, has to do with that reality, that there is a magnetic field around us and we have an energetic field around us. And if you are a sensitive person, I'm sure you have encountered people that you resonate with, or maybe people that sort of put you off in some way without really being able to explain why. And that's because your energy is tapping into their energy, and you're being sent the feedback that there's something that's quite off, that doesn't resonate with you. So I'd like to bring your awareness to that we are energy, that we know how to tap into vibrations and energetic fields, whether or not you are aware of that. Your body has feedback. So I'm sure you've been to a place where you feel, where you felt very comfortable with, you feel at home, and and you don't know why, but it makes you joyful, it makes you happy. And that's because you're tapping into the vibration of that place, and it's resonating with you, and it uplifts you. And at the same time, I'm sure you've also had the experience of being in a place, in a space where the energy is so heavy, and it gives you a headache. You don't want to be there. I mean, I find, for example, that usually happens to me when I'm in large crowds and places where there are lots of people. I find that it is a space that does not really agree with me. And so that is energy, and you tapping into that energy too. So I'd like you to be aware that you are energy, and I'd like you to honor that, because I think there has been a taboo for so many years about speaking in these terms, especially in the Occidental world, whereas in the Oriental world, there's been more openness to the understanding and to the embodying of energy. So I'd like to just simply put out there and bring back your awareness that our existence on this planet, our existence as a human being in a human body, no matter how physical that sounds for you, it also has an energetic component. And whether you want to admit it or not, there is proof that we are actually also vibrating at a certain energetic frequency. So we cannot deny, in other words, energy. And if that's what we are, we need to start learning how to work with energy. And that is the work that I do. I actually work a lot with energy. And I have to admit that in my years of teaching, what I have noticed the most is that the children that are coming up to me now, I teach 10-year-olds, 10, 11-year-olds, the children that are coming up to me now are very, very sensitive with energy. They are able to feel instantly the energetic field of a person. So they can tell you straight away if they think you're full of crap, basically, and excuse my language, or they show you straight away if you are someone that really uplifts them on a vibrational level. So our generation, my generation, we have grown up without tackling this. We have grown up not talking about it. We have grown up ignoring this aspect of ourselves. And so we are finding ourselves now at a situation wherein the world is rapidly changing, and sometimes we don't have the tools to deal with all these rapid changes that we are experiencing in the world right now. So what I'd like to do really is to just bring you to that awareness, to show you what an awareness of how energy works and how our essence as human beings really works might actually give you better tools to cope with this ever-changing world, and more than anything will give you an awareness of how to meet yourself again and fall in love with yourself again, because at the heart of everything is your relationship with yourself. So if you're someone who's single and you're looking for a partner, a soulmate who you would like to share your life with, if there are things in yourself that have not been resolved, it will be very hard for you to attract that soulmate that you're looking for. So it's a good opportunity as well for us to be aware what programs we're running, what programs we are bringing forward with us at this moment, because a lot of the programs that we have running in us, our thought patterns, our behavioral patterns, are programs that some of us may have actually just even inherited from our ancestors. And, it is said that we can inherit up to 14 generations worth of programs and behaviors on a genetic level. So these are subconscious patterns that we continuously repeat, or beliefs that we continuously express without even being conscious where that's coming from and why we believe that. Okay, so it's a good opportunity for us to also become aware of what programs we're running so that we can shift them, release them if they don't serve us anymore, and transform our way of thinking, our way of being, our way of feeling. Okay, so at the very physical level, we are a body. Okay, we are a body, and just on the physical level, our body already is dictated by forces that are beyond our control. So if you are a woman, especially, and if you grew up in the environment where I grew up, for example, there are already, just by being born into a particular culture, a particular religion, and a particular era in time, you already are bringing up with you a lot of subconscious programming about your body, what it means to have a perfect body, what it means to have a woman's body, your relationship with your body, your belief about your body, whether your belief is that your body is there for you for procreation, for example, or if you have a deeper relationship with your body. I grew up in a very conservative Catholic country. And so essentially, as a woman, my identity was divided into two categories. It was either you were a saint or it's either you were a whore. Clear as day. There was no in between. You had to have either the virtues of a saint, and if you were more liberal, then you were considered a whore, and it was inappropriate for my culture. So a lot of the beliefs that we have running in our subconscious patterns already tell us what our relationship with our bodies are. And it took me a good 40 plus years to realize that I actually didn't have a relationship with my own body. It was a part of me that I didn't know because I wasn't allowed to know my body. That was sinful, obviously. And the culture and religion dictated what my body should be like. So when it was time to procreate, my body had to procreate. When it was time to be celibate, my body had to be celibate, and so the relationship with my body was not the best, let's just put it that way, because I felt it was an entity that was separate from me. It was this physical thing that either was too fat or too thin or too flabby or too, if you're a woman, you get the worst of everything. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. But men suffer it too. We have cultural beliefs about what our bodies should look like. And we are very affected by these cultural beliefs. So our relationship with our bodies is crucial in supporting our mental well-being. And it doesn't sound like there is a relationship, but there actually is, because like I said, we are body, mind, and soul, and everything is a container which supports us. So if any aspect of that container is not working, it will manifest itself in the issues that you're facing, in the problems that you're having, in the beliefs that you run. Okay, so it took me years, in fact, decades, and years of personal transformation and work and deeper work with myself to realize, I came to the conclusion that I never had control of my body. Never, never. Who controlled my body? Society did. Religion did. Okay? And I never had a say on what I wanted my body to do, to be like, to look like. No, it was dictated by somebody else. And until I had that awareness in me, until that awareness finally clicked in my head, I was running programs that were subconsciously sabotaging my relationship with my body. So anything that I did to try to, to lose weight, for example, to become fitter, to become healthier, all these subconscious programmings got in the way. And so I would try to do that work of, let's say, getting fitter or getting healthier, and then I would go into a pattern of letting it go, finding excuses, or sabotaging my my decision to actually commit to my health and my well-being. Okay, because subconsciously I had no control over what was energetically, vibrationally motivating me. Okay, so that's why it's important that we realize that energy is actually working with us, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. So you may think on a conscious level that you're all done and you're all ready. But if you're sending out the wrong vibrational message, then you are going to find blocks and obstacles along the way. Okay, so our body is our identity. It's a big part of our identity. And if we don't have a healthy relationship with our body, then we will not have a healthy relationship with who we are, okay, who we truly are. And we will not have that loving relationship with ourselves. So the one thing that I'd like to really just sort of reprogram now and bring your awareness to is, what does it really mean now to have a healthy, loving, compassionate relationship with your body? What are the things that you you do that hurt your body and hurt yourself, instead of uplifting your body and uplift yourself to a higher level? Okay, so I'd like to bring your awareness to that now, so that you can start thinking differently and start opening the vibration of that. Okay. Okay, so if our bodies are important, we need to support it. Okay, and our bodies need that support, because that support is what is going to then provide the foundation, the base into our development of mind and to our development of spirit and soul. Okay, so it's important that we look after our nutrition, what we're eating. We have to think of food not just as food that we intake, but really food is medicine. What kind of medicine are you giving your body? And the minute we start recognizing our bodies as the temple of where our soul decided to come into and express itself, it chose this body, it chose this vessel for it to express itself, then the minute we realize that, we'll also realize how important it is for us to support our body, especially when we are thinking about what is our purpose, what is that bigger meaning that we came here to find, to look for, to do. Okay, so it's important that we support our bodies with the food that we eat, with the rest that we give it, with the nutrition and the supplements that we give it as well. So if you have your pen and paper to hand, I'd like you to write just 3 things that come out now. What are 3 things you can do to improve your relationship with your body? Okay, don't overthink it. Just really connect with your heart. And I want you to think about 3 things that your body will truly appreciate and be grateful for if you did those 3 things. And you know what? One of the things that I've discovered in this journey of self-healing and growth is that the moment you give your body just a little bit of love and care, it actually responds so much. It's like a plant that needs a little bit of watering, needs a little bit of attention. And then once you bring it that watering and attention, the body really responds. So just to share with you, last year, the beginning of 2020, I really wanted to incorporate, I felt that I needed to incorporate yoga into my exercise routine and practice. And I was finding it so hard to carve out the time for yoga, because of course I wanted to do a good yoga workout and I never had the hour to do the yoga workout. And you know what? I realized I just sort of like something clicked in my brain, and I said, okay, who cares? What I'm going to do and what I'm going to start with is just appear on the yoga mat, whether it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And that's all that I was happy with, And so I would look for 15, 20-minute workouts, and I'd appear on the yoga mat. And just by doing that consistently for a few days, by the time I had done like 10 days of that, my body was responding so much. I already felt the change in my metabolism. I already felt the firmness. I already felt the way my body, and it wanted more. It really felt like it had just received all this nourishment from me, and it wanted more. So, it also helped me to consolidate that practice, because now I go for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And, it's just one of the things that I do for my body. And it's one of the things that I honor in my body, but I know that my body truly appreciates it. And so when my body truly appreciates what I'm doing for it, it feels more energetic, it feels more alive, it feels lighter, happier. And I feel that I have now the vessel, the support in my body for me to be able then to focus on the other things, the dreams that I want to achieve. So the projects that I have at hand. So body is important, and we cannot ignore our body's needs. And sometimes all it takes is for you to just really check in with yourself, check in with your deepest part. What is it that I need to do to support my body? Okay. And sometimes it just takes one thing, 2, 3 small steps, and that's enough for now. Later, you will go back and reassess if that is still valid for you. But the point is that we're in a continuous communicative relationship with our body, just like you are with a partner, because that's the only way it's going to work. We have to know how to communicate with our bodies. Okay. The second thing is our minds, and our minds are controlled by our mindsets, our beliefs, okay, our innermost, programs that motivate our behaviors. And a lot of our mindsets and beliefs are basically, they are motivated by either our experiences in life, from the past, or maybe we've also inherited, as I mentioned earlier, some of those beliefs from our family, from our parents, from our ancestors. We also have beliefs that we inherit from the culture and the group, okay, that we are surrounded with. So that group consciousness that we are exposed to. And also there are certain beliefs that we just know deep in our hearts that are true, because we brought it. It's almost like it's been hardwired into us. It's our blueprint, right? Blueprint beliefs. And the thing is, there are beliefs that limit us from relating to ourselves on a deeper level, because perhaps, for example, a belief that many people think is that to spend and dedicate time to yourself is selfish. And that is a belief that even I grew up with, because we've always been taught as Catholics, as Christians, to be of service to others. So it was almost like others first before you think of yourself. But if you're going to share with others, if you want to actually light up the world, your light needs to light first before you can then share your light with others. Or you could also look at it as when you're on an airplane, you have to put on your own oxygen mask first before you can help others with their oxygen. So we've grown up with these different programs of that prevent us from connecting with ourselves at a deeper level. And sometimes we run those programs without even being consciously aware of them. So I'd like to bring that awareness to you now, that there are limiting programs that you may have about self-love, self-care, self-compassion, okay? Yeah, that you may not be aware of. So I'd like you to close your eyes now and just take a few deep breaths, okay? Connect to your heart space. And I'd like you to just feel into what limiting beliefs do you think you have running in you, okay, that are preventing you from having a deeper, more meaningful, more loving, more compassionate relationship with yourself. Okay, I want you to connect with that thought, okay, that vibration. And I'd like you to write down on your piece of paper whatever comes to mind. And remember, anything is valid at this point. Any piece of information that you receive is valid, whether it's an image, whether it's a memory, whether it is an idea, whether it's a person that maybe has told you something. Okay, so write everything that comes to mind now. Okay, and don't filter, just be honest. It's just you and me, and it's actually just you at the end of the day, because I can't even see what you're writing. And this is for us to be able to work with those beliefs that we need to shift. Okay. Okay. So for example, for myself, one of my limiting beliefs for the longest time were the beliefs that I had, subconscious programs that I had on what it meant to be a perfect mother and a perfect wife. And all of those perfect beliefs that I had running through me prevented me from seeing myself as I should. I kept on expecting a lot of things from myself and then getting really disappointed when I could not deliver, either as a mother or as a wife. I felt very guilty. And so the minute you start getting into guilt mode, resentful mode, okay, regret mode, you start to bring yourself down even further, because those are really heavy, heavy thought forms. They're vibrationally low vibrational thought forms. So it's also important for us to realize what are these subconscious patterns that we're carrying with us that are pulling us down and bringing us down. And we need to start policing ourselves and catching ourselves out every time we go into one of those patterns of behavior, okay, or sabotaging patterns that we repeat, maybe before on a subconscious level, but now I want you to be aware of it and be on a conscious level as you encounter this, okay? Okay, so the thing is, at the very heart of us, beyond our physical body, our minds and thoughts and ideas, we actually have soul. We have a deeper essence. And that deeper essence is all about being in a full vibration of love, because soul, the essence of soul, is the essence of love with capital letters, of unconditional love. That is our source. We came from that source, unconditional love. The reason why we exist in this world is because of the concept and the idea of unconditional love that expressed itself in this form. Okay, so we are sparks of that unconditional love. We are sparks of that divine creation, if you wish, okay? And no matter what religion you are, no matter what denomination you are, we all stemmed from a source of creation. And it is that source that we connect to when we go back into that essence of unconditional love. And that's what we truly are. So, what happens is that when we are not aligned with that essence, we feel off track. It comes back to us somehow. You know, we get feedback either from being unhappy, or maybe our bodies start becoming ill because it's not in alignment with its truth and essence, or maybe we start receiving negative thought forms and ideas that 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 bring us down because we're not in alignment with our truth. Okay, we're not in alignment with our purpose and our soul. And one of the things that unconditional love has is, because when we think of unconditional love, especially in this third world, in this third plane existence, meaning to say in physical form and our reality, when we think of unconditional love, we think of male female relationships, or maybe mother child relationships, or father child relationships. Um, and we have connotations of what that looks like, okay, and what that feels like. And the thing is, if you grew up in an environment where there was no love and no unconditional love, then your blueprint for unconditional love is already flawed, because you don't know what it feels like to receive unconditional love in its truest form. So, one of the things that we need to do is to really release all those old blueprints and upgrade our iOS version of what unconditional love is, and bring it back to that awareness of what does it mean to be really aligned and really connected to that source unconditional love, and bring us back to that awareness. And the thing is, we're so hardwired to that connection, whether we like it or not, that when things don't really go well, there are some feedback mechanisms in our bodies, okay, and in our surroundings, in our environment, that sort of sound out and alarm out to show us that we are not in alignment with soul purpose, with our soul essence. And so our soul is there, constantly calling us back, constantly reminding us where we were meant to be and where we're meant to go. And until we are in the path of soul and we are aligned with that path, we will be constantly pulled back, either easily or in the hardest way, back into alignment. And there's no denying that. That's the way things work, okay, and that's the way it is. And I'm sure you have experienced instances in your life where you sort of like veered off from your path, from your truth, and you felt how that feels like for you. If you think about the moments in your life where you veered on from your path and your truth, you probably feel how constricting that is, or feel how belittling that is, or feel like a part of you is dying. Okay. And sometimes that can even manifest in physical form through illness. So I want you to be aware that we are soul, and it's about time that we started to recognize that, because for generations, at least in my generation, it hasn't really been talked about in this way. You know, it's always been related to some dogma or some religion, and and then polluted with other ideas and thoughts, okay, and beliefs, without really just stripping all that pollution, and coming back to the essence of what does it mean to be soul, and what does it mean to be soul aligned to your purpose. Okay, so I'd like you to close your eyes now. And even though you don't know what your soul purpose is, you have a feeling of what it feels like. So if you can't connect to the what, I want you to connect with the how does it feel, okay? So first of all, I want you to connect with the feeling of what would it feel like for you if you were in alignment with your soul essence or purpose, okay? What do you feel it will feel like? What do you think it will feel like? And I want you to note it down, all the words that come into mind. And again, use this activity and this exercise to just make it free flowing. Don't overthink it. Okay, don't filter. Just write down what comes to mind. What would be a soul aligned life? Okay, what would that look like? What would that feel like for you? Write it down. Okay. And perhaps you already have it clear in your head what it is you want to do. But like, if you don't have it clear in your head, it's okay, because that's part of the journey. You're going to discover it, sooner or later. And just think about how you would like to feel, or what you feel like you would feel if you were in alignment with your soul purpose. Okay? Because that in itself already sparks an awakening, a recognition of that blueprint that we have deep within our DNAs, because it is imprinted in our DNA. Okay? Right, so write that down. Now, I'd also like you to connect. I want you to take a deep breath and connect. And write down at least 3 things that you can do starting today, starting tomorrow, okay? Immediately. 3 things that you could do immediately to go back into soul alignment, into being aligned with your truth, with your essence, and with your purpose. Okay? And that might mean letting go of something else. Maybe you might say, quit my job, for example, is something that might bring you back into alignment with your truth. Okay? Maybe you feel that exercising more will bring you back into alignment with your truth. Maybe you feel that balancing your diet more, or maybe even just finding quiet time. Maybe you're artistic and you like to paint, you like to draw, you like to sing, you like to dance, whatever it is that fills your soul with joy, your passion. Okay, so what are the 3 action steps that you can do immediately to get back into alignment with your truth and your soul? Write them down, okay? And connect with that feeling. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is actually to do the energy clearing part of this little chat that we are here together. So what an energy clearing session is, for those of you that never have experienced one, is that I go into my theta meditation and I take you with me in that meditation. And then I tap into the group energy of what is blocking them from achieving these goals and like this deeper relationship with self, whatever we've been talking about today, and perhaps what's blocking you from achieving those goals. Okay, and then we shift the mindset. I bring your awareness to those blocks. We release them, and I can't do anything without your permission. So you'll probably hear me saying, will you give me permission to? Okay, in which case you say yes, either inwardly to yourself, or you can say it out loud as well. And we begin to release all those subconscious patterns and programs that we've been running, and we update them and upgrade them with what we call downloads, which are basically new ways of thinking. So quick learnings, fast ways of shifting and feeling and thinking. Okay. And so just have to hand some water, okay, and hydrate yourself as we go into this energy clearing part of the session. And then just find a comfortable position. You could close your eyes, okay, and just listen to my voice. And you can sit in a comfortable position. You could lie down too, but the danger with lying down is that you might actually fall asleep, which means you're checking out of what I'm trying to do and shift. So it's also a way of checking out from the reality of the things that you need to do to create a shift in your life. So I suggest you just find a comfortable sitting position wherein you can be comfortable, but at the same time you can also be awake. Okay, so I'm going to also hydrate myself before I do the energy clearing, and I recommend that you do the same now. Get your glass of water or your drink and just hydrate yourself as much as possible. The more you hydrate yourself with water, the better. I know some of you might be bringing a glass of wine with you, but if you have water to hand, please use it now, because it will be really helpful for this part. Okay, I have nothing against a glass of wine, but for energy work, it's better to use water. For hydration, there's nothing like water to hydrate. You can have the glass of wine at the end of it when you're feeling like new, okay, like you've just come out of a spa. Okay, so just give me a moment to hydrate myself, and I will then come back and do the energy clearing with you. Okay. Okay, so I hope you're hydrated and you found your comfortable position. And I'm going to ask you to just follow my voice, close your eyes, and just breathe. Every time you hear me talking, go back to your breath. So, an energy clearing is essentially shifting the energy that is you right now. Right now, you're sending a frequency, a vibrational signature, so an energetic signature, and that is based on your current belief systems, your current mindset, your current blocks. And what we're going to do is bring your awareness to that. And then by bringing your awareness to that, we automatically shift it. So we're shifting the energy and we're clearing it. And breath plays a very important role when shifting energy, because as you exhale, I'd like you also to feel how you release that on an energetic level. So the physical act of exhaling, of yawning, of sneezing, of releasing gas, all of that is a way that we release energy. Okay, so I'd like you to be mindful of that and just go back to breath. Whenever, while you're listening to me, just focus on your breath. Okay, so take a few deep breaths just to settle in now, to lower our heart rate, bring more oxygen into our brain, to bring us into a state of calm. Okay. And I want you to imagine yourself as sharing space and sharing molecules with the chair that you're sitting in. The chair is part of you. You are part of the chair. Like, you bring your awareness to that. Okay, and that you're expanding your molecules and sharing space with the room where you're at, and how your awareness and your molecules expand outwards into the village where you live, the town where you live, the city where you live. You just feel how you are expanding into that city. You are a part of that city. That city is a part of you. Okay? And then I want you to continue expanding outwards, feeling that you're part of this planet, all the countries, all the nations, all the lakes, rivers, oceans, forests, ice caps, okay? Glaciers. You are part of it all. And I want you to continue expanding outwards, okay? Feeling how your awareness expands outwards, out of the planet into the solar system, through the planets of the solar system, through the star systems, okay? As you expand outward into the universe, I want you to feel how you are part of this huge, limitless universe, expansive universe. And I want you to feel what it feels like to be a part of it and it a part of you. Okay. I want you to expand further outwards until you just go through a series of lights, dark lights, bright lights, dark lights, bright lights, okay? Until you get into a golden light, okay? The golden light is what we call in energetic speak, in this modality, the fifth plane, the home of our soul, okay? I want you to feel what it feels like to pass through that vibration of home, lots of love, lots of nurturing, lots of warmth, okay? This is the home of also the souls that have gone before us, our ascended masters, and all the other high vibrational beings of this universe. Okay? Continue expanding outwards until you hit multicolored lights, a jelly-like substance. Okay, this is the vibration of the laws of the universe that hold everything together. You know, we have the laws of attraction, of cause and effect, of magnetism, of gravity, of, you know, the law of compassion, the law of vibration, the law of music, okay? All these laws in our universe that hold everything together. This is also the home of the Akashic records, where everything that has ever happened in this universe is recorded. Okay? I want you to connect and share space with that and bring your awareness to that, that you are part of that and it is a part of you. And finally, I want you to connect with this bright, iridescent white light. Okay, and that is it's not a law, that is the energy of the creator of all that is, the source of all creation. That is the energy of unconditional love. For it is unconditional love that has motivated every single living being, piece of creation. That is what motivates creation. And I want to connect to that vibration and say to yourself in your head, Creator of all that is, I am one with you and you are one with me. And take a deep breath as you feel into what it feels like to be one with all creation, from the chair in your room to the widest and farthest reaches of the universe, and the widest and farthest reaches of vibration. Okay. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to clear away all the old beliefs and thought patterns and behavioral patterns and programs about ourselves that have been self-sabotaging, self-limiting, that have that we've carried with ourselves that have put us down instead of bringing us up. Okay, so I want us to put it in this container, and I'd like to ask your permission to put it now in this container wherein we are bringing and calling forth the energy of unconditional love into our space to come and work its magic. So we are going to put into this container all these old limiting beliefs that we talked about earlier, that you may have tapped into, you may have felt, you may have remembered, okay? And bring it out into this space so that it can now be released from you and transformed, okay? All those genetic beliefs that you've been carrying from your ancestors about your body, about what it looks like, what about its function, about how you should behave, your relationship with yourself, what's permitted, what's not permitted, okay? And what your purpose is, okay? Or who gets to tell you what your purpose is. All of those beliefs that you have been running subconsciously, following and vibrating in, let's now put it in this container so that we can finally release it and transform it and upgrade it into a purer understanding of what it means and feels like to be a physical body wherein our soul is housed. Okay? What it means to be the vessel of your soul in this physical body. Like to bring your awareness now to what it means to love and nurture your body in the best way that you know how. And only you know how to do that. Okay? Nobody else can tell you what to do and how to do it. It's you that knows when something works for you and when something doesn't. We are not alike. So what worked for someone that you know may not necessarily work for you. So can we also give you the discernment? Can I give me the permission to give you the discernment to know when to listen to others and when to listen to yourself? And can we release now all the fears that you may be carrying about listening to what truly is within you? Because maybe your ancestors were not allowed to do that. Maybe their voices were shut, were quieted, okay? Or maybe they were not allowed to express what they truly desired. So all these fears, okay, and guilt feelings that we have related to connecting with our true soul essence, our true voice, our true selves, can we release now all of that? Okay, I'd like to also ask for your permission to resolve any historical beliefs that we have inherited from our culture, from our history, and maybe these are things that have created movements in the past or created conflict in the past that haven't quite been resolved. So let's choose to resolve them now in this time and space, in all the languages that our ancestors have spoken and that we ourselves on a genetic level are carrying. Okay, so we speak or have ever spoken on a genetic level. Okay? Can we transform all of that now and release now? Okay? And complete now all these uncompleted lessons that our ancestors were trying to learn in terms of what it means to have a healthy, thriving, nurturing relationship with ourselves. Okay, and what it means to truly love ourselves, to engage in activities of self-love and self-care. And can we detach from that definition any attachments that have been associated with self-love and self-care as being selfish, okay, and egotistical, okay, and inappropriate? Can we release now those belief and thought patterns that we may have carried with us? Okay, take deep breaths as we're doing this, because remember, deep breaths are releasing. Okay. Okay, for some of you, this is taking a while because there's a lot of stuff that have buried, this truth. So really the energetic release is going through all those layers and layers and layers of like the energetic beliefs that have covered up the essence of who you are. Okay, so just breathe into that. Bring your awareness to that. Okay. Okay. And can source energy and unconditional love bring you back to the awareness of what it means to connect to your soul essence, to show you that it is safe for you to do so. You are allowed to do so, and it's actually your divine right to be connected to your soul purpose and essence. Okay? Can we ask Creator to show you what it means to be connected to your soul essence and purpose, what it looks like, what it feels like, okay, and how it manifests in your life for you. And can we also ask Creator to give you the discernment of knowing when you are following your soul essence and your purpose, and when you are merely following what somebody else has said and dictated for you. Okay, so can we give you that discernment so that you know how to easily maneuver back into your own path, easily, gracefully, without the drama, okay, without the suffering. So can we release the notion that we need to suffer hard, okay, and long in order for us to learn lessons and to move forward? That is an antiquated belief system, and I grew up in that belief system. So let us release that now. As I told you earlier, the children of today, they know how to learn in an instant. And I think we need to learn much more from them as well. Okay. I feel like one of the things that we need to do as we connect with that soul essence and soul purpose is to balance out the male and female energies, because our soul essence and our soul purpose is actually a culmination of that balanced male and female energies. And our history has just proven time and time again in the last centuries, in the last decades, that there's an imbalance between the male and female energy, and there be moments perhaps where the female energy is working more and moments where the male energy is working more, and both energies are necessary for our soul to flourish and bloom. So can we balance the male and female energies in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls? Okay. And can Creator or unconditional love show you what communication between these two parts of yourself um, actually looks like and feels like, and that you can easily communicate, and navigate these two parts of yourself without much effort, that you can do so with ease and grace, that you know how to listen to your two sides, you know how to allow them to express themselves, okay, and you know how to maintain a healthy and harmonious balance between the two sides of you, the two energies that run through you. Okay, take a few deep breaths on this one, because this is actually, on a physical level, it is a chemical change. So we're creating a chemical balance in your body system. Okay. How can we release the fears of actually listening to and connecting to our body's needs? Okay. So, one of the things that you can do to connect to your body is to actually talk to your body and ask your body, what does it need? If you are someone that has a particular condition, for example, with the body part, you can actually go into a meditative state just by your breath and connect with that part of your body and ask it, what does it need? And you'll be surprised at how the body communicates to you. So, can unconditional love and creator show you how your body communicates to you? And can can creator show you also how to listen to your body's communication? Okay, and show you that you can listen, you know how to, and you can hear what your body guides you to do, and that you know how to take action steps easily and effortlessly without the fear, without the drama, without the resistance, and without the resentment towards yourself, towards others, okay, and towards your environment. And can creator, instead of resentment, show you inspired action steps to take when you feel that something is out of alignment? So can creator show you how to come back into alignment with ease and grace, to take inspired action steps to bring yourself back into alignment, and to easily navigate and steer yourself away from those activities, those thought patterns, those behaviors that take you out of alignment. Okay. And I feel like now what we need to do is to just really integrate these three parts of yourself. Okay. The body, the mind, the soul. Can we now integrate these three parts of yourself and show you what it feels like to live with these three parts of yourself integrated and fully in alignment? Okay, we ask creator to show you what that feels and looks like for you. So take a few deep breaths now, and I want you to connect with that energy and feel, what does it feel like to be in complete alignment in body, heart, mind, and soul? Okay, and feel free to write down what comes to mind as well. This is all information that is being sent to you, information that will allow you to take guided action steps towards gaining one step further towards your goal, your dream, your purpose. Okay. And I want you to really connect with what that word vibrates of: alignment. Okay. And when we say alignment of heart, body, mind, and soul, what is that vibration like? Okay. Take a few deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes and bring yourself back to the present, back into this room. Okay, I can still feel that some release is happening on some level, and particularly for people that have that have absorbed other people's soul fragment energy. So when other people sort of impinge themselves on you, you on an energetic level absorb that energy of other people. So um, I'm just seeing how that's releasing now from many of you that you're carrying with you. Okay, and I'm also seeing as how your own soul fragments that have been dispersed out through time and space and centuries and lifetimes and realities are now being called back to you for that integration. Okay, so take a few deep breaths for that. Drink water if you have it to hand. Okay, so that you can now also release it on a physical level. Okay, and integrate it into your energetic and physical body. Okay. And now on your notebook, I'd like you to write down, what do you think your next action step? Okay, I'm asking the creator of all that is to show you what is your next action step in order for you to love yourself a little bit more. Okay, again, write 3 things that you can do so that you can start loving yourself a little bit more. It might mean starting to do something for yourself, but it also might mean stopping doing something that you normally do for yourself, okay, or to yourself. Okay, so write that down, take note of that information, that download, okay, and honor it, and honor it. Because as we shift into this fast changing world, what we're going to see is that we need more and more of ourselves present in this world, more of our soul essence present in our lives and in this world. If we're here to make a difference in this world, it's now. And we're being called to do that. And if you're here tonight, even more so, because you are being called to make a difference in this world. So it's now that we need to become aware of how we can shift our relationship with ourselves so that we can bring in more of that soul light, more of that soul energy into our bodies, and so that we can shine a little bit brighter and a little bit fuller, okay, and help others as well to shine. Okay, so take a few deep breaths to bring that all in. To integrate. Okay, you can move and shake a little bit. Sometimes when we do energetic work, you can feel like the energy building up and getting stuck. So it's also good to sort of like stretch and release and get that out of your system. Okay. Okay, so I hope you are feeling refreshed. You are feeling energized. You are feeling more like $1,000,000 after this energetic clearing. Okay, and more than anything, I hope you are feeling at peace with yourself and in love with yourself. And if you've had any insights during this meditation, if you've had an aha moment or an experience that you would like to share with the group, please, please, please post your comments on the comment section of the Facebook group so that other people who watch this video will also gain from it and gain from your experiences. Remember, we're all here to shine for others, to shine brightly ourselves, but at the same time as we shine brightly, we also inspire others to do the same. So all your experiences, your opinions, your thoughts, okay, what you would like to share, they're all valid. They're all to help us. So don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Okay, we're here to learn from each other and help each other. And if this meditation has really resonated with you and you felt that, you know, you have felt a shift, deep shifts in you in this hour and a half that we've been now in, and I'm sorry if this has taken too long, but this is what energy work is all about. You kind of lose notion of time and space, and you just create this container and time capsule as you're doing the clearing work and the energetic work. So if you feel that you resonated with this exercise tonight, with this session, and you feel that I can help you, whether it is to find your life purpose or whether it is to grow into love yourself, into loving yourself more, or whether it is to grow into loving yourself within a relationship more, or whatever it is you want to shift and transform in your life, I invite you to please check out my website. I have some mentoring coaching sessions using this technique that we've used tonight. So if it is a technique that has resonated with you and you feel like this calls to you, please don't hesitate to check out the package that I have available for you if you would like to work with me on a deeper level and on a one-to-one level on this. Okay, but more than anything, I just like to thank you for giving yourself time today, for pampering yourself, for honoring yourself, for having this date with yourself and allowing yourself to feel a bit more loved, more pampered, more nurtured. And I hope that you are feeling now a little bit more in love with yourself. So have a special, special evening and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope you have enjoyed your day today, whether it is through this session, but also if you have a special someone or a family that you want to celebrate this day of love with, then, I wish you a wonderful day. So please stay tuned for more. If you enjoyed this, I'm sure there will be more in the future. And like I said, if this calls to you and resonates with you, it's for a reason. Don't deny yourself that self-care, self-love. You deserve it and you are worth $1,000,000. So you deserve to splurge on yourself too. Okay. Um, I look forward to working with some of you. I look forward to seeing some of you, and hopefully we shall meet at one point or the other in the future. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Good night. Bye.